welcome to the Harvestworks Twitch channel. Our series will feature artists in residence and other innovative composers, sound artists, and experimental visual artists working at the intersection of art and technology. Tonight, we meet CHATTER BLIP, Dafna Naphtali and Chuck Bettis, and hear about their latest experiment in audio-video interactions. During his workspace residency this year at Harvestworks, Chuck will expand his skills as an improviser and sound artist by incorporating a multi-channel element that can be manipulated in real time with his voice, as well as internal sounds from patches made in Max. Dafna was a resident in 2019, producing a new sound art installation called Audio Chandelier that will be presented by Harvestworks next summer on Governor's Island. The Audio Chandelier is a multi-channel point source audio piece for performance and installation. Now a bit about the artist. Chuck Bettis, electronics and voice and throat, was raised in the fertile, hardcore soil, nourished within Baltimore's avant-garde gatherings and blossoming in New York downtown musical scene. Dafna Naphtali, voice, electronics, and live sound processing, composes and performs experimental, interactive electroacoustic music using her custom Max MSP programming for live sound processing of voice and other instruments, and works for multi-channel audio and sound walks. Now I'm going to introduce Dafna so she can introduce the video that we're about to see.
Hi, everybody can hear me? You're fine? Hello. My name is Dafna. This is Chuck. Hey. Chuck and I have been making music together since, I don't know, 2010 or something like that, as CHATTER BLIP, improvised music with live electronics for voice and throat and all kinds of sounds in between. The album that you're going to hear is a recording we did in 2017, and we just released it right at the beginning of lockdown. All during lockdown, Chuck and I were meeting and trying to decide, how do we want to promote the record? What do we want to do? We can't sing together right now. So we decided instead to work on interactive generative videos for the tracks on the album. Chuck, do you want to say anything about what you've been doing under lockdown, or how? Besides meeting with me on Zoom?
Basically been doing the same, just at home,
Yeah.
All the social aspects gone, but yeah, no, creatively is doing pretty much the same, like working on music at home. So
yeah, it's like in the old days, right? So
yeah.
So Chuck and I have been meeting on Zoom and taking the tracks on the album and making audio reactive Max patches. I teach Max for many, many years. I met you took a class from me once, like 20 years ago or something. Mm-hmm. And Chuck's a great Max programmer on his own, so he did a lot of stuff, and we would meet together and try and figure out what to do. But that being said, the video that you're going to see includes a lot of videos of Chuck on his way to work and back in the last couple of months. Would you say it was an hour?
40 minutes.
40 minutes each way on his bike. Pictures of videos and things that were going on in our lives in the last couple of months. And also, when the album came out, Shelley Hirsch was kind enough to write 2 poems for the music that was on the album. And so we've included that also on one of the tracks. The text itself, and also, reactions to the text. So we're reacting to her reaction in there. So I hope you enjoy the video. We will have the album is available on Contour Editions and also on Bandcamp. The links are going to be in the chat, and they're also at the end of the movie, and the movie, or the short video, which will also be on YouTube later. So please stay in touch, and I hope you enjoy the album. The videos will be up soon on Bandcamp also. Anything else?
That's it.
Yeah.
Start the show.
Chatter Blip TV.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a great number of pieces you have there. And they're all live, is that correct?
Yeah, in the studio. Yeah, definitely.
So you guys should tell us about them a bit.
Oh, about the audio pieces or the video or both?
Well, I think we're probably most interested in the interaction between the audio and video.
Well, okay, so Chuck, maybe you can start if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
What kind of stuff you were interested in, and then I can.
Well, when I was trying to create these jitter patches, like that Dafna and I were talking about, like what we wanted to do, we're trying to make it so it wouldn't be like so much of like a visualizer of sorts. So we wanted to put constraints in places, as well as have the patch itself respond on its own and just kind of be thinking in a way. It's responding to the audio, but it's like it's not responding every single time we do a certain pitch or a certain thing. It has its own hiccups. So I think that's like the fun aspect of it is like the patch is almost fighting against us in a way. And in that respect, it reminds me of how we interact, which, you know, there's no fighting. It's just, there's lots of like, we have our two distinct styles, but they meld as they do. And so there's this like, you do something and you expect the unexpected, essentially. So that was the general concept of the patching.
Yeah, and then Chuck had all kinds of things. He's been working for really hard this whole time, and I put a lot more time in more recently trying to sort of mold things and all of our videos. Like Chuck had this great video of the percussionists at Grand Army Plaza. This is where I assume it is part of the Black Lives Matter protests, and it felt like that was the one that when we put it together with the kind of tracking we were doing was very simple, that we were just tracking let's say just attacks in the lower frequencies. It wasn't anything super fancy because we had limited resources on our computers also, and I think you can do a lot without looking beyond that even in some cases. So we just broke things up according to how loud it was, and maybe add to that some certain amount of like intelligent randomization and changing things from the beginning of to the end of the video automatically. So maybe something would start out a little fragmented but end up very fragmented. But we were often letting the content of the videos themselves lead the way about how, I mean, for the recordings, about how we would deal with them. And then I liked that we had some things that were not, that were totally animations, you know, were totally abstract and nothing to do with actual video and not textured at all. But for the majority, the interaction with the video has been largely looking at the frequencies in the track. We had a video, then we had a a bunch of different patches that did different kinds of things, and then we had to decide which of the tracks would work best for that thing. I think an exception to the rule was the one that we did for Shelley's poems, which I still feel is a little bit of a work in progress. Like the poems were so beautiful, and we wanted to. But when I saw this picture that this video that Chuck had taken of the rain looking out of his window, and I had this photo that Shelley had sent me of the poems that she had written on the wall. They just felt like they go together. And I just trying to find the way to play with the text, but also present it entirely has been a little more of a different kind of a challenge. That one was not audio reactive. It was just generative. Oh no, there might have been a little bit. You know, I think when there was a hit in the track, it would start changing positions. So there was still a little bit of that. Do we have time, and do you want to see that one of them? Because you said it sounded like you did. Okay, so let me share my Max screen. Here's Joy Blender. This was Chuck's masterpiece. So this is an example of what we did. Here's the video. Let me just make sure you can hear this. I think it should work. Yeah, you're hearing the beginning of the track is a drum, so that seemed to work really well with this sort of fragmenting. How much of the different videos that are playing are going to be seen at any one given time are controlled here. You know, if I want to watch just the drum, I have a couple of different places where I can blend things, but the amount of let me just say the amount of fragmentation that happens here is something that I did a messy kind of over time. The fragmenting will increase and then go back. I don't even remember where in the patch that is, but it's someplace in here. It's just basically randomizing it and looking how long it's been playing. But there were other places where we did things like, you know, so I tend to work where I make everything into a bunch of parameters, and this is how I work. So I say on a different piece, like that first piece, instead we're looking at some videos that came over here, and when I move around, the changes are going to be more to the colors. So
cool.
So that means when I'm performing, I mean, we were performing to create these pieces. Chuck made some, I made some, but we worked on the patches together. But there is a certain performative aspect too, because we always left something to play with. And I just want to show you, it looks like I'm going to have to do a separate share to get that other one up and running. Is there time?
Oh, we have probably 5 minutes or so.
Okay, so let me just share this other one also.
So were all the videos that just screen recordings?
No. I recorded them in Jitter, with the exception of one that was, you know, one was such a lot for my computer that I ended up making a screen recording. But in most cases, it was just the here's the other one. This one's kind of funny because when you turn it on, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to turn it off again. We'll see. I might have to quit Max. Okay, so this one, can you see this, the extra window, or you can only see what's happening here?
Only inside the patch.
Yeah, okay, let me just make it so that I can. Okay, I'm going to have to share the whole desktop. Hopefully nothing embarrassing. So this is what I was recording, but then I put that into a Google map and started searching around while I was listening to the, so just scrolling around on my computer, and going into Google Maps yielded a lot of fun for me anyway.
So are you planning on performing live once we get out of this situation, this health situation that we have? The audio was awesome. I must admit, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to perform, but it was like, yeah, Chuck, talk. What do we want to do?
Yeah, hopefully once once this pandemic, the corona pandemic is over, hopefully we'll be able to perform again. That's the goal. Like these patches that we've been working on, the idea is that we'll start to incorporate these into our live set and, go deeper.
Sorry, that's much too loud and I can't control it. So, okay, continue.
That's all. Basically, it's like incorporate this with our live performance once we're able to perform in front of a live audience again.
So maybe we could do something on the island next summer. Next summer, hopefully, the world will be in a better state.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, and I think it was a decision that our collaboration is not just our singing. That's part of it. So I think this gave us an opportunity. Instead of being sad about what we can't do, it gave us a chance to just try out some new stuff.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, so this is what this one's audio reactive also. Okay, cool. Thank you all for coming. Or are you supposed to say that, Carol?
Say that, but I could also say where you can hear the piece. Do they need to go to Contour Editions or?
That or Bandcamp, both are good. If you'd like to support Contour Editions, go there. If you'd like to financially support the work, then go to I'm going to put both of these here on Twitch. Or do we have the?
It's in the
links? The links are there already. Okay, yeah. So Contour Editions is a great project where people can put full bandwidth projects. So I think we may be able to put the video there. We haven't spoken to Richard about that yet, but there's a lot of great projects to hear there. And if let's say you want to support what we're doing, then we made Bandcamp a possibility as well.
Wonderful. I think that takes care of all my questions. Is there anything in the chat, Tom, that you've seen that you want to bring forward?
See, Lavender, thanks for coming.
I think that's it. I think we'll look forward to the next in the series of the Harvestworks Twitch channel. And so thank you so much for participating.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.